Hello and welcome to Tarot and Attachments. My name is Erin Smith. I am a professional tarot reader and an associate marriage and family therapist. And this week is auspicious for me. It is my birthday week. So on the 21st, I will be turning 53 years old. And the reason that I do these readings publicly is in hopes that the insight that comes from the cards might be helpful, might be of service in some way, helping us navigate these really intense times. There's a lot going on in the world for a great many people. And obviously, Los Angeles is coming off of the heels of some pretty cataclysmic fires, which have affected people in devastating ways. And there's just a lot of other things going on as well, and not the least of which is a change in our administration. And I know that that weighs heavily on a lot of people. So my question for this week, what I am offering up to look at through the lens of this archetypal language, is how might we make the most of what is coming this week? How can we bring our awareness to the present moment and meet each moment in the best way possible for our well-being and the well-being of others? So this is my question, and I'm gonna go silent. I'm going to concentrate while I shuffle, and I will be with you momentarily. I'm just going to say a prayer over these cards. All right. So when I was shuffling, one of the cards jumped, and that card is the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is the self-confidence card. And it is drawing our attention to the fact that it is a completely normal response to challenges in life, to have it shake our confidence, to have it call into doubt whether or not we have what it takes, the resourcing, the resiliency in order to make it through such intense challenges. And essentially what the Nine of Wands is saying, that even though we have been knocked around in the battle of life, we've come through our battles well. Anyone who is here listening to this message, me who is sitting here delivering this message, we're here. And just by the nature of being here, you can be certain that we have all transited some serious difficulties in life. And, this is very much the Buddhist perspective, that in life there is suffering. And none of us avoid it. None of us escape from that condition as embodied people. Life is painful and challenging. And yet, when we transit these difficulties, we acquire wisdom, insight, skills for living. And all of this then becomes the lexicon of information that we get to operate out of as we move forward. And so the Nine of Wands is asking us in some ways to flip the script, or at least shift our perspective slightly. Instead of becoming so mired in what has been lost, or what didn't work, or what has been painful in life, to look to the resourcing, or at least in addition to feeling the intensity of that loss, right? And everything that comes along with that, to also look to what has been gained as a result of having moved through it, and garner some confidence in our ability to move forward in a good way. And this is how we keep showing up for life without laying down and dying. So again, wand energy. Wand's energy is passion and creativity and life force energy. You can think of the Eight of Wands as this infinite flow of directional energy that is momentous. It has a momentum to it. And when we align ourselves with it, life feels a little bit easier, where it's the antithesis kind of swimming upstream or going against the flow of things. It's essentially noticing what areas of life have this momentum building, and then tapping into that effervescent, energetic flow in order to take us to the places and people and situations that make us feel most alive, that inspire us to share our gifts with others in order to make the world a better place. That when we lose all hope, it's hard to align with this flow. And so we are called to tap in to our confidence, our self-confidence that has arisen as a result of our resiliency, and to align with this flow that allows us to identify our gifts, develop them rightly, and share them with the world. And the promise from the Nine of Pentacles is that when we do this, we make the world a better place. The Nine of Pentacles is literally one who generates tremendous wealth and well-being for themselves as a result of creating beauty in the world. And again, there's this strong emphasis on each one of us carries a unique skill set, gifts that are unique to us, that are inborn, inherent, and that we are called to authentically investigate what those gifts are, and then utilize them to be of service. So one thing I always say when the Nine of Pentacles comes up is that it is not enough to be a master artist and produce master works and then stash them under the bed, put them away in the attic. It is only in the completion of the work, once it is shared with the world, that it makes the world a better place. So here we are, again, at a kind of juncture in life where there are challenges, there are difficulties. And how can we show up with our unique skill set in order to create wealth and well-being, an abundant flow of resources that can reach all people? And we do this with an open heart, with the utmost compassion, with almost a kind of innocent quality, where even though things may feel dire, we continue to show up and hope for the best, right? I love page energy. It's actually some of my favorite in the whole deck, because it's childlike. It's the archetypal child, that pure essence before we've been battered and bruised by life, this kind of hopefulness, this curiosity that we use to move through the world, where we aren't holding back, we aren't guarded, we aren't imagining rejection before we show up with our vulnerable selves. So we are free to express without shutting down, without withholding our hearts or our gifts. Pages are childlike. They're not dragging all their baggage from the past, and they're not locked into some preconceived idea of what things should be like or what I should be like. So it is this, especially the Page of Cups, because Cups is all about love and emotions and connection and intuition. It's heartfelt energy. And so showing up in the world in this sweet, authentic, connected way. How can we connect to ourselves and to others? This is sort of the mission of the Page of Cups. And then trying things out. The job of the child is to play. And so this is also a reminder, we don't have to be masters. We don't even have to know necessarily what we're doing. We have to be willing to show up and try and give ourselves completely to the task at hand. And the promise of the Page of Cups is that when we do that, things have the tendency to turn out, to materialize in a good way. And so I think this is interesting too. This emphasis on the mind and how to work with the mind, how to direct our thoughts rightly, how to harness the power of communication for the greatest good or the highest end. Aces are like getting a divine download from the universe. So you can think of the Ace of Swords, swords that relate to the mind, to communication, very much in line with Aquarius, where, The sun is moving into the sign of Aquarius, which is very much about communication and thoughts and insight. And the way that we are able to receive this divine download, this distilled, clear vision of what we wish to be in the world, of how we wish the world to be, it comes through meditation. Both of these cards are talking about meditating, watching our thoughts from an impassioned place, noticing from moment to moment what the internal narrative sounds like and feels like, without needing to take action on it, without needing to judge it, developing equanimity, sensory clarity, and concentration, the ability to keep our thoughts in one place, to notice without needing to eject out of that experience for fear or discomfort. The Four of Swords is taking respite from the battle of life. It's being in reflective repose. And the Two of Swords is having a peaceful heart as a result of quieting the mind. She is blindfolded. Rather than becoming overly involved in all the elements of the external world, she turns her gaze inward to connect with an inner truth that then helps her stay grounded as she's going out into the world and manifesting what needs to be done in order to address the needs of the world in a good way, with love and compassion. So, I would say that this message is saying take some time to go within, to rest, to be restful, to be mindful, to, bringing that kind of mindful awareness can really help comfort, still your central nervous system. It's an activating time. There's a lot going on. There is a lot of reason for us to have a fragmented or damaged self-confidence. But spirit apparently is believes that we are able to receive this greater vision or this insight and direct it out into the world in powerful and meaningful ways. So that is the message of the week. I hope this message finds you well. And as always, I am wishing all of you many, many blessings. Take care.